What's going on, Atlanta Falcon fan, man? Y'all know it is your boy, Antoine Smith. Stopping in right quick to give y'all my quick thoughts on an article by Josh Kendall of The Athletic and his Athletic as a whole. They gave their thoughts on one player from each team that has to prove it this year. And y'all kind of guess who they picked for the Atlanta Falcons. It's a topic we've been talking about since the end of last season. You guessed it, Mike Penix. They think he has a lot to prove this year. And this is what Josh Kendall had to say. I'm not going to hold y'all. Josh Kendall Athletic said, and this to me, and I read it already before giving this to y'all, so I kind of agree with this, and I've been saying it already. But it says the Falcons quarterback is halfway through his rookie deal. Most was shocked in the league in 2024 when they drafted him 8th overall. He has 12 starts, 4 wins, 300-yard gains, 59.6 completion percentage. Fair or not, the decision clock is on his future already ticking. The clock is already ticking on his future so far. Penix has done nothing to justify picking up his 5th-year option. This is true. Trust me, this is true. Much less offer him a long-term deal. There's still a lot of optimism in the building that he can, but he's got to beat out Tua for the starting job. And let's keep it real, y'all. We're going to keep it a whole 100%. When you look at the numbers, they don't impress you. Yeah, he had that 3-game spurt at the end of his rookie season, and they did not capitalize on that, and that was the coaching staff fault. True enough. But at the same time, when your numbers call, you got to be ready. Whether, the coaching staff didn't step up or not, you got to get your head in the books. You got to get out there and work 24 hours a day. Not saying he didn't do that, but at the same time, the scheming, it just didn't fit what he was trying to do. And I think it was a tug of war going on between the front office and the coaching staff as far as the quarterback position. I think the front office, some people in the front office, well, let's say Arthur Blank, and I just say Arthur Blank in that front office, they wanted Michael Penix to succeed because they took a chance on him at number 8. Meanwhile, the head coach, Raheem Morris, kind of wanted the other way around, and Kirk Cousins coming in because I think that was his guy, and it just turned into a you-know-what show. And now we're kind of in that position again for a 3rd straight year. But the difference is there's no ties to either one of these guys. Tua, the veteran, I think he will start the season, preseason or whatever you want. I think both of these guys should play in the preseason just to see where they are. Because at the end of the day, this is a new scheme for both guys. And I know Tua, he understands it just a little bit better because he's a veteran in this league and been twice as long as Mike Penix. But Penix also has to play if he's healthy in the preseason because he's got to get in sync, with this offense as well. You have a lot of weapons on this offense. So going back to one of these guys, it just has to work. Because if it doesn't, after this season, guess what? I've said it 1,000 times. I don't see a 5th-year option. And I can see Penix as a backup and him going out to get a veteran in 2027. So it has to work. The future is now. And there's no other way. I know no way in the world they would even think about going to get another rookie quarterback to go with a running back. You got to pay $100 million. A wide receiver, you got to pay $100 million. A tight end, you pay $60 million. It just doesn't make sense. And you got to think about this as well. The long-term ramifications, it could set you back 5 years. Look at what happened since Matt Ryan left. How many years has it been? 5 years. So think about that. And look, it's no knock to Penix. It's no knock to Tua. But history has told us with your knee injuries and your concussions, it's going to be tough. Not saying it can't be done. But at the end of the day, the future is now. It's now. And Penix, I'm telling you, I see he's getting ready and getting himself in shape. He still has been cleared. But once he does get cleared, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, and that's a good thing. But Tua, the veteran, if he can just stay upright, 2023, lead the league in pass yards, we see what he can do. If he can get back to being that Tua, Atlanta's easily a playoff team. Look at what he did with that against Atlanta last year in the 31-6, I think the score was, 31-13, something like that. He came in here with one eye, beat the Falcons with the same type of offense that they were running, and he ran it to a T under Mike McDaniels. So if we get that tour, I think it's a playoff team. But that doesn't bode well for Mike Penix. So this is why Josh Kendall says that Mike Penix has the most on the line in 2026, and I totally agree with it. Because, again, this is a new coaching staff that's looking towards the future, that has a former quarterback as the president of football, and Ian Cunningham, another guy that's been around organizations like the Chicago Bears, the Philadelphia Eagles, who know how to build championship teams. And the quarterback, it starts with the quarterback. They're doing the right thing now by signing their skill players while they have the money and don't have to pay a quarterback. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, Michael Penix or Tua Tagovailoa, or both, could become a liability at the end of the year. That's why not only Michael Penix has the most on the line, so does Tua. Because it's going to interrupt their future one way or another with Atlanta Falcons or another team. Just that simple. But Josh Kendall thinks that Michael Penix has the most on the line for the Atlanta Falcons in 2026. What do you think? Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.